ideally stuff that you can get here at the market, and then you can see a couple ideas, right? No, I'm not selling anything, but Laura here has the DVDs. You can get them from her. She has 1-hour DVDs of prior week's demonstrations. Stuff like elk sirloin, omelets, lobster fried rice, seared scallops with fresh fruit salsa, all kinds of stuff. You can see what's on there later. You can see Laura for those, and let's rock and roll. So I'm going to cook for you some shrimp that I got from Dave at Porterhouse. You guys know where Porterhouse Meat Market is located? Oh, yeah. Who can tell me? Right across Highway 44 over there behind the Chevron station. Oh, yeah. Okay? Now, it just so happens that this weekend, Dave has about a $5 discount per pound, where these prawns, or this shrimp, is actually about $5 off per pound. They're usually up around 18 bucks, it's down around 13 or 14 for you. Okay? It's a wonderful product. Domestic, wild caught, Gulf shrimp. So earlier I cooked for you because I wanted to have this chilled. I'm going to serve this with a fried rice, so I cooked some basmati rice and some vegetable stock. Simply replace the water with vegetable stock, okay? And then cook your rice how you would, but a fried rice is best made with a rice that was cooked prior to and had time to chill. Something about the starches, adhering, so you don't have, so you have loose free kernels in with all the veggies and other action we have going on, rather than a clump that gets overcooked, okay? Great application for day-old rice. In fact, I don't throw away rice. If I have a cup or two left at the end of a meal, I'll usually put it in a bag and freeze it. Because rice, leftover light rice of some kind, is excellent thickener if you want to make fat-free soups. Let's say you want to make a fat-free or a low-fat cream of broccoli soup or red pepper, any creamy style pureed soup, minus the cream, take a handful of cooked rice and puree it in there. Just blend it all up. Gives a wonderfully smooth, creamy consistency without dumping a bunch of cream in it. Okay? Now that's worth the price of admission alone, huh? So can we go now? No? Oh. I think you're going to hold me to something. So what kind of rice do I have here? Basmati. Could it very well be jasmine or other long grain? Yes, it could. Okay. The prior demo once, I remember I did risotto using an arborio rice. Another demo I remember using a black rice, which is a forbidden rice. So I'll show you a lot of different things, not only with fresh produce from the market, but with ordinary pantry staples that you have. If I can do it on a camp stove at out in a park, you can probably do it at home, right? Well, that's the idea anyway, okay? So let me do a little more prep here. I have a pepper here. All I did was I shaved half an onion. I cut some peppers into a julienne, which is a strip like a matchstick, like so. I took some corn off of the kernel. All this is simply going to go in the pan, a very hot pan, relatively short period of time, with the rice. You could very well incorporate some egg into that. You could take some pork or chicken or something that you have left from a day or two prior, cube it up, throw it in there. So we're not even talking leftovers here, we're actually talking planned overs, okay? Oh my gosh, it just so happens I have a class scheduled, planned overs, part one, right? I didn't plan that. You think I planned that? Yeah, sure. So I want to show you a little trick with the pepper because I used to, Starlight Herbs, this was my visual aid. In the coming week, sometime, I don't know what week, but I'll get a piece of halibut or something from David Porterhouse and I'll chop up some of these nuts from Starlight Herbs and crush that halibut for you. So great application for their spice nuts. They have a lot of different flavors. Okay, so I used to cut a pepper in half and then dig out the seeds in the membrane, and it takes a little while, right? And then also, it's really labor intensive to get all of the membrane. So then someone, one of my employees at a cooking school I used to manage, showed me this trick. She says, dude, just take off the part that you need. Just take off these outer panels and just leave that seed packet behind. And there it goes. And so here is simply the usable pepper, right? Okay, so both seconds later, and you're almost done. Okay? Now can we go? No? No chef. Who watches, what's that show? Hell's Kitchen. No chef. Alright, so for this I just did a julienne. Just like so. So you guys have yourself a decent chef's knife, right? Yeah. Right? This just happens to be a Wusthof, spelled Wusthof. It's a nice hunk of German steel, okay? But I'm not going to tell you what brand to buy. Frankly, I don't care what kind of knife you use, as long as it's treated with respect, used in a safe manner, you keep it sharp, don't handle it with frivolity, right? It should be comfortable to you, okay? Now, this just happens to be a $100 knife, and granted, I got it about half off because of the relationship with the store. Anyways, but again, doesn't matter what kind. Am I going to tell you what kind to buy? No, what's most important? It's most comfortable where? In your hand, okay? Not someone else's, okay? So, yeah. One of the really popular knife styles is actually called santoku. This is a Western style cook's knife, okay? Designed to be used in this manner. But a santoku is a more Asian style. It's tapered down. It looks more like a miniature cleaver, and they're wildly popular. I know a lot of chefs who have them. Personally, I don't own one, but that's nothing. I don't care, right? What you use. You want something that's really user-friendly for yourself. The santoku frequently has an oval beveled into the blade, and that's to release tension. If you've ever cut cucumbers or potatoes and they're adhering and sliding up as you cut the next one, that's designed to reduce that tension. So you cut and it falls off. Okay? So, I'm sorry?
Doesn't really work. I got one.
Okay, the truth comes out. Now you know why I don't have a santoku.
That's all right.
Anyways. So get yourself a nice chef's knife, a decent cutting board, you know, a pepper mill, a pinch full of salt, have it next to your stove, and when your friends come over, they're going to go, dang, you're a savvy culinarian, right? Your food's automatically going to taste better, okay? And then you go see Florence from Starlight Herbs, and you get yourself some of this, some of these for this weekend, Western rib rub and the barbecue. These are really good, and they're not all cut with salt. You get more bang for your buck, actually, because they don't load up their stuff with salt. But I'm going to use, actually, their Szechuan peppercorn in this stir fry. Another one that would be very good would be their Cajun citrus blend. It'd play really well with this dish, okay? And no, they don't pay me to promote their stuff, right? I began giving my time to the Saturday market in 2006 when I came here from the Puget Sound, and granted, I get catering clients from it, right? Okay, no joke, grab my card, okay, when you need a class or a catering or in-home something. But also, heck, my mom's a farm girl from Montana. Anything I can do to promote the local producer, I will. Especially when I find good stuff in a great environment like you have here, right? It's not a zoo like some of the markets may become, right? You get overrun by the stampede. But you're actually able to have a casual environment and get a taste of something decent, right? Right? Was that a yes? I couldn't hear. All right, so julienne some peppers, and I think we're good on the pepper. So here's all our veggies. They're just all going to go in the pan at one time. So I have 2 saute pans set, and I'm going to questions so far? When do we eat? That's a darn good question.
I'm always afraid of over-seasoning.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'm always afraid of over-seasoning.
Over-seasoning. Okay, excellent. I've gone through phases also where maybe under or maybe over. It's imperative that you taste. I'll use single-use tasting spoons, right? No double dippies or licking fingers, like, you know, whatever. So when you get near to where you want the final dish to be or where you assume it may be, then you're going to start tasting, right? I live by myself usually, and it's always one in every crowd. Anyways, I meant when my children are not.
We knew that's what you meant.
Get near to where you want the finished dish to be by using fresh herbs, pepper, citrus zest or juice. Citric acid in limes and lemons heightens and brightens flavors. Okay? Well, that's also the mindset we want when we use salt. Don't salt food to make it taste salty. Salt food to heighten other flavors, to make it well-rounded. Okay? So you'll see after I cook this rice that I'll taste probably 5 times as I'm seasoning. And so your practice isn't when you have guests over, your practice is going to be when you're cooking your nightly meal. Or however many times a week you cook, okay? Taste, season, taste again. Cool? And then you don't necessarily need to pass the salt and pepper shaker, okay? It's sad almost when I see someone automatically grab the shakers, okay? Season it, taste it, serve it, okay?
Unfortunately, that's not one of the ones they have on sale. But they do have the Merlot ones.
All right, let's do some cooking, huh? Yeah? Any objections? So what do you guys like about the market? Tell me why you're here. Genuinely curious. You are so nice.
I'll get some.
My wallet's over there. I'll take care of you in a minute. So I'm going to saute. What should we do first? Let's do the rice first, okay? We'll do the rice, then I'll fire the shrimp, and then I'll have to peel those so you can have a taste, or I can just throw them out and you can fight over them.
That's a good idea.
In fact, let's go here with the rice and here with the shrimp, okay? So when I cook the rice, if I were going to have egg, and there is wonderful farm fresh eggs from Chase Farms, I'm not sure if Chase is here today, or Century. Chase and Century, 2 vendors that have local farm fresh eggs, okay? So if I were going to have egg in my stir fry, I would cook it now. And I would want it cooked thoroughly and dry and then proceed, okay? So I have some sesame oil, but during the majority of the cooking, I'm not going to use the toasted sesame oil. I'm going to use it more as a condiment at the end, okay? Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of that delicate flavor compounds, okay? But I do want a generous amount of oil and olive oil. You know, I use olive oil commonly for a lot of stuff. Grapeseed oil is really tolerant of high heat. So Debbie Chase has farm fresh eggs right there, okay? So you're gonna go see Debbie for eggs for your stir fry, right? This is an extra virgin olive oil, just standard go-to oil. But you could use a pure olive oil, which is simply from subsequent pressings. Okay, it doesn't mean extra virgin is not pure olive oil. Pure is just a title, if you will, more than it's a description also, but it's more a title. Extra virgin olive oil comes from the first cold pressing. Now, granted, we're losing some of that because I'm heating it so high, but it's just what I have on hand. Okay, so I'm not overly concerned. What oil you use? Again, grapeseed oil is excellent for frying or other high heat applications or other applications where you want a neutral flavor. There will be some vinaigrettes where I would not want to have the flavor of the olive oil, or making my own mayonnaise. So grapeseed oil would be my go-to oil. Cool? Grapeseed oil. Most grocery stores have it nowadays. So I'm going to heat my rice through, toss it with veggies, and run with it. And I don't want to splatter on you, so I don't know if you want to step back or just sign this release of liability. Do you see me going, "Argh!" Okay. My cookware is pretty much here to serve me, not the other way around. I don't lose any sleep over that. And granted, if 2 years later it looks thrashed, I'll throw it away. So, yeah. If I know that I can control my left arm well enough, then I'm not overly concerned about it. Now, if I start to have a spasm, please grab my left arm and prevent scratching, because that's not black pepper in there. Okay? You want me to sugarcoat it? Actually, that was. It's great the news to you, babe. Yes, is the answer. Metal in that pan. But again, I'm barely touching. So. And
the kinds of peppers.
I'm sorry?
The kinds of peppers.
The kinds of peppers here? A variety of bells, Anaheims, and gee whiz, there's some I don't even know the names of. But as you circulate and go see the growers, you're going to have a wonderful array. And a lot of times I'm shopping for color also. Okay? So here's our stir-fried rice. I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning it. My heat is still up high. Szechuan peppercorn, starlight herbs.
Got equal amounts of veggies and rice.
You know what? You're certainly in control in your kitchen. Whether you have more or less, have at least 50% rice. Now granted, I am guilty of loading it up pretty heavy sometimes on the veg. Okay? Just because I like fresh veggies. Okay? So 20 or 25 twists later. And we'll go a little hit of white pepper also. We're gonna treat it with some salt here, but I'm gonna do that at the end, right? What do I need? I need fresh herbs. I need fresh herbs, and I'm gonna season it here in a minute too, okay? Here's some rice vinegar. Let's go ahead and hit it with some rice vinegar. Some soy sauce, heat that through. Another one of the starlight herbs blends you want is the Cajun citrus. Cajun citrus blend would go really well in here.
The rice vinegar and soy together.
Okay, so I don't want my veggies to get too soft. So I'm going to get this pan hot now for what? Yeah, and that's really what you're waiting for, right? This is just filler.
I don't know. That looks
Hate to break the news to you guys.
What kinds of salt do you have there?
I have, excellent question. I have kosher, I have gray salt here, I have sea salt here. All salt is sodium chloride, okay? Light salts are like 50% sodium chloride, 50% potassium chloride, okay? So if there's a concern with the sodium intake, but usually concerns with sodium intake come from eating too many prepared foods. So you should feel no guilt seasoning properly, okay? Are we seasoning food to make it taste salty? No, you're seasoning food to heighten what?
Flavor.
Other flavors, right? Cool. You guys are good. Yes, I'll let you try it. I'm sorry? Excellent question. I have basil, I have parsley, and I have cilantro. Right here. All available here at the market. Excellent questions, guys. Keep me on my toes so I just don't start throwing stuff around. So my pan is getting hot, and I'm seeing that I want to add some oil and the shrimp, right? I'm actually going to back that off. I'm going to kill that for a minute. Why? Because I want to taste this. Okay? I'll saute that shrimp in a minute, and then we'll just hold this warm. Cool? How's that look? Good. That look good enough to eat, guys? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Oh. Now I know you guys do it.
Never put basil in fried rice.
Yeah, cilantro works well. If you had a lime, sorry I didn't smuggle a lime into the Saturday market. Pardon me, contraband it would have been. So take a lime, zest it, juice it right now, okay? I wouldn't want to apply a lot of heat to the lime juice, okay? The zest can handle it and it's wonderfully aromatic, but lime would play really well here. Okay, so here is our stir-fried veg. Again, could you put egg in there? Yeah. At what point would you cook the egg? First. Nice. Would you cook it dry or leave it soft? Dry. Very good. You guys are good, huh? And yes, this is a quiz. So I'm not very good at tasting hot things right there, so I want it to cool for a second, but I'm also getting other indicators, okay? You can smell with the aroma a lot more flavor compounds than you can taste on your palate. What can you taste on your palate, guys?
Sour, sweet.
Sweet, salt, sour, bitter, right? Right? I'm pretty sure I heard all those. Sesame oil? I'm very visual. I gotta have my toys, my playthings in front of me. So, and you know what? I'm just gonna give it a little hit of, how about sea salt?
Why would you decide that one versus the other one? It's so different flavor.
Whim.
Because one has more different flavor.
You know what? If I want a crunch, see, salt melts on your tongue, okay? So if you have some crunch like this and you take a bite of that, it's like a little explosion of flavor. Okay, so it melts on your tongue and brings all those flavors right there. Okay, this is going to melt more readily, but your average table salt is more coarsely fine. But you want playthings, right? You're a savvy culinarian. You're going to have a pinch bowl or two of salt, right? The correct answer is yes. Okay. You guys are good. Good questions. Any more? Fire away. Okay, so fresh herbs, Szechuan peppercorn, and I only put a little bit of salt, right? Single-use tasting spoons. So again, we're seasoning before we serve it, right? Right, and then you don't need to necessarily pass what at the table? All right, so we're good here. So every week, 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, 2 demos, okay? If you want prior week's demos, see Laura, $5 to take care of you. So you'll see a lot of different foodstuffs worked with on those DVDs. So thank you for doing that, Laura. She's providing a valuable public service, right?
She even has recipe cards.
I'll always give the answers before the quiz, guys. Okay? Yeah, recipe cards too. This is about a pound of Gulf shrimp from Porterhouse Meat Market. Where's Porterhouse? Across the street, across 44 over by Chevron. He has a sale going this weekend, and yes, he is open on Monday. About $5 per pound off. Okay, so it's down around 13 or 14 bucks instead of 18 or 19. It is a really good value. It's excellent stuff. And no, he doesn't take care of me on a personal basis with the stuff, okay? I buy the stuff myself. Scallops, when I was there the other day, I grabbed a handful of the wonderful scallops. Wonderful. And also, he actually, for grilling burgers and stuff this weekend, he has the $2 chuck. No, for the Trader Joe's fans, it's not what you're thinking of. But it's ground chuck, which is from the shoulder, okay? He has that available for $2. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of slow. I just made that correlation. It's the ground chuck for $2 per pound. Okay? So again, Porterhouse, $2 chuck, ground chuck for $2 per pound. Excellent, excellent beef. And in fact, there's information right there on his beef. It's the top 1/3 of USDA choice. So it's just a slight notch below prime, which is the best grading of beef, okay? And then of course he has the Gulf shrimp on sale also. So you guys are ready to do this thing, huh? Yeah? So you're gonna also see Conrad's Produce. Jerry, raise your hand. Conrad's Produce right here on the end. Wonderful array of fresh produce. Just like all the suppliers here. You realize what they're doing for you, right? Providing great stuff for you here. So when I was in Washington, I used to live in LaConner, Washington, and I became involved with the farmers market in Mount Vernon, Skagit Valley Farmers Market. And I realized then that I could actually have a relationship with the individual who's growing my food. You can shake the hand that feeds you. Okay, I think that's valuable when it comes to today's world of food scares that are regular. Okay, food scares all the time. Recalls of beef. These gloves just over last week. So, anyways, so if I wasn't all chatty with you afterwards, that's why, because I was getting a beating. No, I wasn't getting a beating actually. But she brings things to my attention, even though I wash incessantly. She's like wanting me to have these things on. Oh my gosh, someone here is undercover, I know.
Yeah, we
No, but I won't touch the ready-made stuff. Any questions? Once it's ready to serve, I won't touch it. So that's the regulation. Because she saw me put them on halfway through a demo, but it was at that time I was then handling finished product. Okay? So I did the right thing. She was just wanting me to do it for the whole demo. So anyways, which I gladly comply.
You look pretty good. Mostly.
Gulf shrimp from where? Porterhouse. It's a domestic product. It's not the farm-raised product that comes from halfway across the world. Okay? So you're supporting the U.S. economy and supplement your stuff with fresh produce from here to support the local economy. Right, guys? Okay, we're going to get splattered probably, so be careful. I'm going to give it a hit of Southwest chili. No, I'm going to give it a hit of ginger curry oil.
Yeah, I told Martha to give you a bottle of beef. Did she give it to me yet? Here, take one. I'm serious. We love those veggies.
I use infused oils to garnish the plate.
Yeah, they're real.
Parsley and basil whirled into some olive oil with a blender. Curry ginger oil, starlight herbs, spices, Southwest seasoning, starlight herbs. Nice size, huh? All right, about that tip jar. I wouldn't do that to you.
I know.
I wouldn't stop you. So our heat is high, right? Are we going to cook it for a long time? We're going to cook it for a relatively short period of time. These are going to stay wonderfully succulent because I have the shells on them still. Granted, when I give you a taste, it's just going to take me a minute to take the shell off. Okay? Hello? Hello? Shrimp and prawns have a natural built-in indicator for doneness. They will change color. Okay? Stay on one side till the color changes, turn them over, give another minute, you're done. Okay? Overcooked, tragedy. Okay? You can always give them another minute on the heat if you need to. Err on the side of underdone if you're going to.
Right to get a racer.
So right now I'm simply looking for the one or two I need to turn over, like so and like so. There's another one. 1, 2, 3. There's another one. 4. Cool. All right. So we're going to give them about another 30 seconds, right? We'll kill the heat. I'll show you how I might plate something like this. Okay? Then you'll get a taste. Objections? Didn't think so. So how many of you come here regularly? Right? Why? Well, you're a vendor. You're not.
I'm not a vendor.
Because I know I can get a free snack right about 12:30. Yeah. Tell me why you're here. Genuinely curious. Yeah, or something? You might want to go home and apply? Because if some dude can do it standing here in a park on a camp stove, can you do it at home?
Yes.
You can do it at home, right? I'm going to kill this heat. It's off. We're going to plate something.
I don't want to grow up.
And again, see my neighbor, Gary?
By myself.
Gary doesn't like me. He doesn't like me anymore. Gary, what are we serving? What do you recommend with this?
There's a really nice, lovely little Riesling and the Roussan. If anybody's ever had Roussan, white grape from Rhone Valley in France.
She has.
Beautiful wine. Hi, girl.
So we got a little bit of caramelization. We have some nice color here. We changed color there, and we're firm. We're done. Okay, guys? I'm actually going to get them away from that hot pan. And just let them sort of hang out, okay? I'll show you how I might plate something like this. I'm using a towel because I'm grabbing up here, okay? So if you ever wonder how people can toss like that, I'm not back here. Nor do we approach our chef's knife with trepidation. Okay? You actually kind of need to show who's in charge. Okay? This is an inanimate object. I think you are in charge, please. Okay? Grab it, use it. Okay? So, towel is right up here. Okay? So this is just probably,
Great price.
they sold you a pot rack with it, okay? So it came with a pot rack, right? And all you need to do for a savvy pot rack is run a bar, like a piece of copper tubing, fasten it to the wall, maybe put a center support, and use S-hooks. So sorry if you're the Enclume rep for the Valley, pardon me, okay? But you don't necessarily need to spend $1,000. You go to a hardware store, make yourself a nice little pot rack, everything's right there. Cool? Cool, cool.
The oil. Did you make that oil yourself?
I did infuse the oils. I didn't press the oils myself. I got vegetable oil here because I didn't want a green oil like the olive oil to compete with these colors. So I probably used, so I always tell people shut your phones off before class. Sorry, rookie move.
Oh, you mean the size of the pan?
So I got a neutral colored oil. Frankly, I don't care if you use canola oil, whatever. Okay, this just happens to be, I don't know. I don't know if I even use grapeseed oil. I mentioned grapeseed oil earlier, but some grapeseed oil is more neutral, some is green, okay? So visual, I didn't want something competing to this because remember back in grade school, if we mix too many colors, guys, what do we get? We get brown. I wanted an orange oil, I wanted a red oil, and I wanted a green oil. Now this is olive oil with basil and parsley. Thank you very much. And so I'm about out, so what I'll probably do next is maybe make a chive oil, okay? And so for then, you know, the next few weeks I'll have chive oil to drizzle and stuff. Okay, so. Ooh, you guys are a good group. Questions? No? Alright, who are you going to see for DVDs? Laura, $5, 1 hour of footage, prior weeks. Alright, what are some of your favorites? Some of you who come to these all the time. What are some of the things you like?
Lobster and rice.
Lobster fried rice. Very good. That was a good one, guys.
salsa.
Now come on, can we talk? What market in the valley is treating you like this?
Where are you getting the lobster? From Porterhouse. Oh, wow.
Dave was running a special on lobster. He flew in from the East Coast that particular weekend. I don't remember what week. The date's on there. And so he gave me 3 live lobsters. So you were able to see in 30 minutes the lobster going from live to cooked to in a dish. And lest you think certain ways of doing the lobster in is inhumane, I showed you a couple. Do you like that? Someone had an issue with me putting a live lobster, which believe me, he was pretty darn lethargic for sitting down here on my table, okay?
You're kidding.
So it took issue with me shoving it head first into the boiling water, right? So the last one I showed an alternate method.
So I've been crabbing.
Yeah. So it's really valuable stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I love you.
And the blank looks are for what?
He always makes a presentation plate first. I like to watch it.
There you go.
But I like going to the classes over there. You can sit down. And it's in the evening and it's cooler and nicer.
So you guys like the Saturday market?
Yes.
Would you like a sample?
Yes.
Why do you think we're standing here?
No, but you see, this is the used car salesman. They get you saying yes a few times before it's like sign here, right? So I don't know what I was going to ask you next. I'm thinking. I should make you work for it though, huh? Right? Should we do the chant? Should we do the chant? The Eagle Market chant? Huh? I'm going to make you work for it, guys. It's Eagle Market. Eagle Market. 5 times. Eagle Market. Come on. Eagle Market. Eagle Market. Eagle Market. Eagle Market. Eagle Market. Say stop. Jeez.
I was at a soccer match in London.
Jeez, man. Okay, now do the wave.
See how you feel the shrimp.
All right. Yeah, I'll peel some shrimp for you. Give me a minute. We'll do it. And I hate to break the news to you, the prettier your food is, the more hands touched it. Okay? Also, if I can get 4 inches more garnish on it, I can charge you an extra $12.50. Okay? So, you know, showing you a couple ideas here, but what I might do is just perch some of these guys like so. Maybe tuck one here. Now, rosemary, marjoram, oregano, the more rigid ones, not the tired, heat-stroked parsley and basil. Sorry, it's not going to give me the height, so you will get it for $8.50. No, sorry, not with these Gulf shrimp. It'd probably still be up around 19. So there's some herbs there. Let's give it a little color. Let's give it a little color. Again, what's in this oil? And let's give it a couple drops of red, which is my Southwest and Anjo chili oil. Again, I get my herbs and spices from Starlight Herbs. And yes, I buy for personal use. Now granted, they're nice enough to throw me something when I'm doing a demo like this, but this is how I might serve something like this. So, you think you might want to eat something like that? Yeah, I bet. Now remember the kid who came up and did, you remember the young, now how are you going to scold a 4-year-old for, grabbing for a decent plate, right? It was more a testament of the gal's parenting skill. Anyways. Sorry. Yeah, and that was sugar-coated, babe. So anyways, let me get something in front of you guys here. I'll peel something like this with gloves. Let's try this again. Okay. Where is... I think Gary's eyeballing this plate here. He's going to take good care of you guys, okay? Right? If you go next door and chat with, but I notice no one's getting out of line.
Not yet.
So Gary, yes, sir.
He cooked the rice.
I'll give this to you if you promise to share it with Martha and Jamie. You got a deal. Should I make sure they hear that too?
No.
Oh.
Better leftover.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna do the good neighbor policy thing, guys. So Jamie, Martha might want to do this too. I'll hold Gary back for a sec. All right, guys. So I might do something like this.
What's that yellow stuff? Oh, he just peppers?
By just simply grabbing the legs and twisting them off, usually the tail, usually one wants to leave the tail intact. Now granted, at this point at this stage of the game, I'm not, whoops, I kind of demolished that one. Clumsy me. Tragic, isn't it? I need to know what I'm serving you guys, right? At this stage of the game, if I cut the back side to remove the vein, and I'll show you how to do this, I wouldn't rinse it. Why? Because I have flavor from when I cooked it, okay? But rather I would just try to finesse it out of there.